Welcome to the Highland League Weekly preview show. Here's Callum Law to tell you about this weekend's big game.
The main game for us this weekend on Highland League Weekly is Fraserburgh versus Buckie Thistle at Bellsleigh. It's an exciting early season clash between two of the league's heavyweights really. Both of them have aspirations to go on and try and win the Highland League this season. Both have made good starts to the season, 6 points out of 6. Fraserburgh were very impressive last weekend, put 7 past Inverurie Locos without reply. The Jags won 4-0 against Turriff United. The meetings between the sides in recent times have been pretty tight in the last 5 games over the past 2 seasons. Fraserburgh have won 2, Buckie have won 2, and there's been a draw. However, in the 2 most recent fixtures, the Broch do have the slight upper hand. They've won the last 2, but we'll see who comes out on top on Monday on Highland League Weekly.
Competition time then, a recap of last week. We asked you to tell us what was the last first team competition won by Devon Vale and when. The correct answer was the Aberdeenshire Cup in the 2011-12 season, and our winner was Gavin Sutherland, who commented on YouTube and chose the Highland League Weekly mug, which I'm very disappointed about because honestly, why wouldn't you want the Crystal Paul tea towel? Gavin, remember to get in touch with your details at sport@pressandjournal.co.uk so we can send you this lovely mug. Callum. Moving on to this week. The main game on Monday is Fraserburgh against Buckie Thistle, so with that game in mind, we've got a question tied to the Broch. Striker Scott Barber has 229 goals and counting for the club, but we want to know who is the player ahead of him in Fraserburgh's goal scoring charts. If you can comment below or send your answer to sport@pressandjournal.co.uk, then you could be in with a chance of winning the mug or the tea towel. And let's be honest, it's time you started picking a tea towel. See you next week.
The second game for us this weekend is Brechin City versus Brora Rangers at Glebe Park, and here's 3 things you need to know. Since Brechin came into the Highland League in 2021, Brora have yet to beat them in a league fixture. In the 4 games they've played, City have won 3 and there was a draw in the other encounter. Brora talisman Andrew McRae is hoping to continue his fine run of form. He scored the winner in the Cardiff's first 2 league games this season, and he's also signed a contract extension until the summer of 2026. The Hedge men are defending a proud home record in the Breedon Highland League. They haven't lost in a league fixture at Glebe Park since January the 3rd, 2022. That's a run of 19 months and 24 games.
I'm 25 now, so you kind of think that ship sort of sailed, but no, as soon as I heard about the opportunity, you kind of turn it down. You've got to go for it, otherwise you'd always be wondering if. So no regrets. It's been brilliant so far. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Was it always sort of your ambition as well to come to the mainland and test yourself?
I think definitely it was that way. If the opportunity ever did arise, then I was always interested to come and test myself at a new level. Did have experience at the Island Games, which was kind of that's like a step up with Shetland. You get to play sort of bigger opposition, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, testing myself on those stages, and so I saw this as a new opportunity to test myself.
Crystal Paul time. Not a good start here, Callum. I think you're 4-2 up. But
it's better than a lot of what you managed last season. I mean, I've got 4 points, my 2-2 correct with Wick against Vale, and then got the outcome right for Rothes against Brora. So surely beginner's luck, I doubt.
Yes. But, well, I'm not happy. I don't like playing catch up after week 1. Anyway, a quick reminder of the rules. If we get the outcome correct, it's a point. If we get the scoreline bang on, as Callum did from the Wick Devon Vale game, then you get 3 points, and that's why it's 4-2. On to this week. We're up in the ante in terms of difficulty, I think. Fraserburgh versus Buckie Thistle for the main game. How do you see this one going?
Hard to say really. You could toss a coin, but I think both sides ideally would like to go and sort of put a bit of a marker down and try and win, but I don't think either of them will quite manage to do it, and I'll go for one each.
Well, you know me, I'm the biased member of the Highland League Weekly sports team, and I can never bet against my home team. So I think Fraserburgh might just edge this one. I'm going to go for 2-1 to the Broch.
Oh well, and Brechin Brora is the second game. What would you say there?
It's interesting after Brechin dropping 2 points up at Huntly, because they really need to respond, but Brora have started well, 2 clean sheets. There's not going to be a lot in this. I think I'm going to go for 1-1 in this one.
I would agree. I think Brechin with a week without any midweek disruption as well. They've played, even for early in the season, they've played a lot of games. I think that'll help them, and I'll just go for them to edge it 2-1.
Well, we'll see if I can get level or even get my nose in front by the time we get to next week's show.
The Lily Whites looking for their first win of the season after a draw at Keith last weekend. While Devon Vale, they're still unbeaten this term, 4 points out of 6, and will be hoping to extend their good run in the Highland capital.
The Coasters are still in search of their first points of the season as they welcome a Formartine United side who got off the mark with their first win against Strathspey last weekend. United won both matches in the league against the Coasters last season, however, so Lossy will need to be at it for this one.
Banks of Dee are looking to make it 3 wins out of 3 to start this season against a Spaysiders side who've yet to pick up a point in the new campaign. However, Ross Jark's charges will take encouragement from last season when they managed to beat this weekend's opponents 2-0 at McKessick Park.
Turriff United boss Dean Donaldson will be looking to his side to bounce back from their 4-0 loss at Buckie when they face his old club Keith. The Maroons, however, will be looking to build on their first point from last weekend.
It's a preliminary round tie in the GPH Builders Merchants Highland League Cup. The winner will go through to the first round to face Rothes at McKessick Park. Inverurie could hand a debut to their new signing, Paul Coots, and they're up against a Huntly side that have started very well in the Highland League, taking 4 points out of 6. They also boast a decent record against the Railwaymen in recent times. The Black and Gold's unbeaten in the last 5 clashes between the sides, 3 draws and 2 wins. It looks like it could be tight again in this encounter.
County will be hoping a change of competition can bring a change of fortune as they look to get their season up and running in the cup tie. But it'll be easier said than done against a Wick side who fought back from 2-0 down to get a draw last weekend. The winners go to Keith in the first round in this one. That's it for this week's preview show. Remember to subscribe to the Highland League Weekly YouTube page, and you can join the Highland League Weekly Facebook group while you're at it. A reminder, we'll be back on Monday with the main show, where our main game will be Fraserburgh against Buckie Thistle, and we'll also have the best of the action from Glebe Park between Brechin City and Brora Rangers. If you want to watch, remember to subscribe to the Press and Journal website, and while you're there you can sign up to the Highland League newsletter. Until then, enjoy the game you're at this weekend.